A woman who had carried on a criminal intercourse with two young men, one of whom through jealousy had killed the other, came one day in great alarm to confession to Father Humphrey Diana of the Congregation of the Piaparari in the Kingdom of Naples. She told the father that the wretched youth was no sooner dead than he appeared to her, clothed in black, bound in chains, fire issuing from every part of his body, and with a sword in his hand which he had already raised to cut her throat, when she cried out, calling him by his name, "Ah, what have I done to thee, that thou shouldst take my life?" The damned soul in a rage replied, "What hast thou done to me indeed, wretch that thou art? Thou hast made me lose my God." She then called on the Blessed Virgin, and at the sound of the most holy name of Mary, the spectre disappeared and was no more seen. Blessed Allen relates that there was a lady named Dominica, who for a time said the rosary, but having afterwards given it up, she fell into such poverty that one day in despair she gave herself 3 stabs with a knife. When she was on the point of expiring, and the devils were already preparing to take her to hell, the most Blessed Virgin appeared to her and said, "Daughter, although thou hast forgotten me, I would not forget thee on account of the rosary which at one time thou didst recite in my honor. But now, if thou wilt continue to recite it, I will not only restore thee to life, but will also restore thee the property thou hast lost." Dominica recovered her health, and persevering in the recitation of the rosary, regained her property, and on her deathbed was again visited by Mary, who praised her for her fidelity, and she then died a holy death. In Germany, a man fell into a grievous sin. Through shame he was unwilling to confess it, but on the other hand, unable to endure the remorse of his conscience, he went to throw himself into a river. On the point of doing so, he hesitated, and weeping, he begged that God would forgive him his sin without his confessing it. One night in his sleep, he felt someone shake his arm, and heard a voice which said, "Go to confession." He went to the church, but yet did not confess. On another night, he again heard the same voice. He returned to the church, but when he got there, he declared that he would rather die than confess that sin. But before returning home, he went to recommend himself to the Most Blessed Virgin, whose image was in that church. He had no sooner knelt down than he found himself quite changed. He immediately got up, called a confessor, and weeping bitterly through the grace which he had received from Mary, made an entire confession of his sins, and he afterwards declared that he experienced greater satisfaction than had he obtained all the treasures of the world.